It's October 31st, and we have a little bit of business to take care of before we skip forward to September 1st. We're going to call Tom Goss to the 40-man roster because he's going to be our first move on the September call-ups. I've elected to call up Tom Goss because of his ability to hit the long ball and really just overall slugging percentage, and his contact is super high as well. He might not play in the field for us very often, but I think he'll be a bat that we might be able to take advantage of down the stretch here, as well as Dylan Cruz was the other one we called up. I flirted around with the idea of calling up a pitcher again to give the bullpen a little bit more relief as relief pitchers, but I elected to call up Cruz because I felt like he deserved it and I wanted to get him back up to the big leagues. We may adjust that a little bit later in next episode, but this episode we definitely went with that for our 27th and 28th man.
The right field, number 2. Leading off for Cincinnati, the catcher, Shea. That's the ball. Number 6, Goss. One ball, 2 strikes. Yep, he's out. Number 50, Miguel Castro.
And after sweeping the Reds, I wanted to take a look at the standings. We are 6 games ahead of the Cubs at this point. Errors-wise, we're still last. We're still last 9 behind or ahead, depending on how you look at it. The Cardinals there. The fielding is a little bit better, but we were just so far into last place with the worst fielding in the league that's not going to recover this year. And Baltimore beats us 9-1 in the first meeting where Solometo gave up 5 runs. Whisenhunt came in and gave up 3 runs. It seems like every single outing that Whisenhunt has right now, he is giving up runs. He had a couple good games where I thought he was turning it around, but I just don't think he's ready. We're going to move him down to AAA. We're going to give Bailey Falter a shot in the major leagues again. He's been having a real solid season in AAA, and I think it's time to move him back into a long relief role, see how he does. He might be battling it out with Solometto next year for our 5th starter, depending on what we do with the rest of the team. 5 games ahead of the Cubs at this point. We're going to jump into the next game against Baltimore here, see if we get a situation to play, and we do not. We lose 9-1 again on the second day. That's insane. 9-1 in back-to-back days. This time it was Avedo gave up 6 runs. Falter gave up 3, so that move didn't pay off yet. And the next day we get to see Bailey Falter on the mound here. First batter, he gets to ground out to first base. Jock Peterson's retired, 1 away. That brings up Rutschman. First pitch, he swings at it. Actually, it was a 0-1 count, but a nice base hit to center field. Runner at first. That brings up Mountcastle, who goes down looking. 2 away. Next batter is Rayleigh, who has a nice shot to left center. Reynolds is unable to get that in time. He will throw it into the relay. O'Neal Cruz will then try to throw it home, but the run does score. 3-2 Baltimore. That brings up Jackson Holliday, and, well, I'll let that just speak for itself. Falter gives up 3 runs again. Loizaga does come in relief and gets a fly ball from Mullins to Reynolds in left field. In the bottom of the 7th inning, we have Langford leading off. Flies out to center field. Mullins will get under that. Almost to the warning track. 1 away. The next batter is Tremar Johnson, who gets a nice single in between first and second base there. 1 on, 1 out. Tom Goss will get his 2nd appearance here in today's episode, pinch hitting again. We'll see if he can do as good as he did last time. Facing Rodriguez here, who's still in the game as a starter for Baltimore. That's a deep shot to right field. Back against the wall. Has to get on 1 foot there and catches it. Gosh, showing that power, just not enough. And then Henry Davis flies out to right center field to end the inning. The 8th inning, we have O'Neal Cruz leading off. He's 1 for 3 today. He goes down looking, 1 away. That brings up Brian Reynolds with 2 outs. He goes opposite field for a double here. This is going to be his 35th double of the season. Even though missing some time, he's still putting up great statistics this year. And that brings up Nolan Jones on a 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to second base. That'll end the 8th inning. Down by 3. Going to the 9th. Soler leads off as Felix Bautista is on the mound. 37 saves this year. One of the top leaders in the save category in the American League. Soler here looks at, he swings through a fastball. 1-1 count. On the 1-2 pitch, Soler strikes out. 1 out in the 9th. That brings up Langford, who grounds out to Jackson Holliday. Fields it cleanly, 2 away. The last hope here is Tremar Johnson. 1-2 counts. He goes down swinging. The Orioles sweep the Pirates. Not a great start to September. We're jumping into the series against the Diamondbacks, trying to get the losing taste out of our mouth. We're doing a player lock with Tremar Johnson. It's 1-1 in the top of the 2nd inning. Johnson swings at that, 0-1 count. The Diamondbacks are 84-59. They hold the 1st seed in the wild card standings. I don't think we'll end up playing them in the playoffs unless they win and we meet in the 2nd round. That's if we do win the division. There's a nice hit by Johnson. 1st and 2nd. 1 out. We jump to the 4th inning. Nobody scored in that inning, but the Diamondbacks are now up 4-1, and Johnson flies out. Langford does pull us within 1 run here. 3-4 ball game in the 6th inning. Johnson up to bat. Looks at that. Strike 1. 1 for 4 last game. So got a base hit in this game as well. What a nice surprise Johnson's been in this series, or this season. Fouls that one off. 0-2. And we jump to a 2-2 pitch. That strikes Johnson out. In the 8th inning, Johnson does get a hold of one here, and the left fielder there, Goriel, is unable to track it down. Plays the ricochet off the wall, but not before the run does come across. 4-5 ball game, thanks to the RBI by Johnson. Tristan Beck is on the mound here in the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to hold the runner at 3rd and not give up a run for the D-backs here. 0-1 count. Can he hold on to this tie ball game and take us to the 9th inning. 0-2 pitch, swings through it. We'll go to the 9th, tie ball game. O'Neill Cruz leads off the 9th inning with a ground ball up the middle. Runner at first, nobody out. That brings up Hayes, but O'Neill Cruz does take off and gets the stolen base. That'll move him to second with nobody out. Hayes then flies out to right field, but it should be deep enough for Cruz to advance to third base, and he does. Let's see if he's in there. The throw is wide. Runner at third, 1 out. Brian Reynolds up now, 1-1 count. Hard hit to Alec Thomas, who bobbles it a little bit, but then plays it at first. Cruz was unable to advance on the hits there. Nolan Jones then gets a nice line drive to Perdomo. That'll take us to the bottom of the 9th. We jump ahead to extra innings, and Tom Goss gets another chance to be the hero this time with runners at first and third with 1 out here in the top of the 10th. First pitch from Blackburn is a line drive to Perdomo. 2 outs. That brings up Celestinos, who gets a nice drive to center field. That'll score a run. 6-5 Pittsburgh. And in the bottom of the 10th, Helsley starts with a strikeout looking to Marte. Wisdom strikes out as well. 2 outs, 1 out to go. But Goriel has different plans. There's a base hit. Langford comes up throwing. Jones does cut it off. Should have probably let it go. It's a tie ball game in the 10th inning. We jump to the top of the 11th. Bases loaded for Nolan Jones. 1 out. 0-2 pitch. He should not have swung at that. We'll do it again. 0-2. Nolan Jones 0 for 4 today. Can that clutch ability of 99 come in handy here? Not when you're swinging at pitches like that. 2 outs in the top of the 11th. Soler flies out to right field to end the rally with no runs scored in the 11th. Alec Thomas is up now. 0-0 count to him. He'll ground out to Jones, but that will move the runner to third base. And that is Lawler over there with his 97 speed, I believe. Then we got Corbin Carroll, who gets a nice ground ball to Hayes, throws it across. Not in time. The Diamondbacks pull it off. It was McCarthy that scored. My bad. And after dropping 4 straight, we try to bounce back the next day against the Diamondbacks here in the 7th inning. It's a 7-5 ball game. Brian Reynolds leads off with a well-hit ball, but he's out. Jumping to the bottom of the 7th, we have a hard ground ball to Jeb. He bobbles it a little bit, but still plays it, and Carroll outruns that. But they're going to give us the opportunity to challenge this one. I wish we could have last game, because I don't think he was quite in there. Let's take a look at this replay as the umps start the review process. It's going to be close here. They slow it down for us, but he's out. It was the right decision to challenge it. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. Perdomo up to bat. That's low, ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That gets the plate, 1-1. There's a fly ball to Reynolds. 2 away in the 7th. And we strike out Alec Thomas to end the 7th inning. Got to get some offense going here in the 8th inning. O'Neill Cruz does lead off with a blast to left center field. That's going to get over the fence. 6-7. Cruz clears the deck. Cannonball coming. That's his 16th of the year. 108 exit velocity for 395 feet. 1 run closer. Soler up to bat here. He gets jammed, but it gets through there for a single. Nobody out still in the 8th inning. That brings up Davis, who's going to bunt here to advance Soler to second base. Pretty good bunt laid down there. 1 out. Runner in scoring position. Next up to bat is Dylan Cruz. That is inside, ball 1. You know, Dylan Cruz and Tom Goss, we're going to learn in this episode, did they make me look wise with the call-ups that I made? 2-0 count here to Cruz. I just really believe that Dylan Cruz is the center fielder of the future for this team, and I think the time that he spent in AAA this year is going to really serve him for the rest of his career, as he's been developing pretty well this year. And on a 2-1 pitch, throws his bat. That's going to get out of here. 8-6 Pirates. Cruz. Yeah. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Number 4 of the year for him. 414 feet, 106 exit velocity. Roberts not having a good day on the mound. Bottom of the 8th here, we get a ground ball to Cruz. He's going to play it here and flip over to first base. Rodriguez playing first today. 2 outs now. Another ground ball to Cruz, who's got a, is he going to get this one in time? He does not. Tommy Troy will reach on that. 2 outs to Hernandez. He gets struck out to end the 8th. Jump into the 9th. Jake McCarthy up to bat. Strike 1. We did give Helsley the day off here today to let him rest, but there's a ground ball to Cruz. Nice throw across his chest. 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. It's up McKinstry, who also strikes out on a 3-2 pitch there. Loizaga cruising. Then we have Carroll fly out to Bay, playing center field today. Pirates win. Break the losing streak. Let's move this in a better direction. With the series tied 1-1, we take a little look at the standings here. We're 4.5 games ahead of the Cubs still. I just wanted to make sure we did go on that little losing streak, 4 games. Wanted to make sure we didn't fall too far behind or have them catch us much. We're going to jump into game against Brandon Pfaadt. Johnson's going to lead off here with a 2-0 ball game. We've been having to come back from behind on a lot of these games as Johnson gets a hold of one to the deepest part of the ballpark. That does clear the fence. What a shot by Tremar Johnson. How far was this one? 450 feet, almost 110 exit velocity. Already his 7th career home run. Tremar Johnson, what a decision to bring him up earlier in the year. Then that'll bring up Dylan Cruz, who will fly out to right field. It looks like just a little bloop out there. 1 away in the 7th. Andy Rodriguez gets the start today. He's going to go ahead and go opposite field on this and get a double here with 1 out. That'll put a runner in scoring position for the leadoff batter, Wyatt Langford, today. He's going to fly out to center field. That should be deep enough to move Rodriguez. We'll have a runner at third with 2 outs here in the 7th, down by a run, 2-1 against the D-backs. Gilberto Celestino grounds out to Marte. That will take us to the bottom of the 7th, still 2-1. Jump into the 8th inning. Nolan Jones, fly ball to left field. They're able to track it down, 1 out. O'Neal Cruz up to bat here, 2-2 counts. He goes down swinging, 2 away. Jorge Soler. Nice shot to left field. That will get down for a single. Runner on first, 2 outs. We do elect to pinch hit or pinch run for Soler. Bay comes in, and first pitch, we're going to be stealing here. Kyle Nelson, let's see what he does. He's getting set. And somewhat of a pitch out, but throws not in time as it's dropped. Tying run in scoring position, 2 outs. Brian Hayes. Is that going to get down? Fly ball to center field. McKinstry dives for it off his glove. Bay scores. Hayes gets back into first base. Let's take a look at this. McKinstry, I thought he played it pretty well. He jumps to the left first, and then he starts coming in. Dives out. It just bounces in front of the glove. What a break for us. Tom Goss, batting .333 in his career so far. Getting another pinch hit at bat here. Tie ball game. Runner at first. 2 outs in the 9th inning. First pitch. Outside. Ball 1. Gets set here. 1-0 counts. Pitch incoming. That's going to get down. That is going to get down. Langford is going to go to third base on this as well. Runners on the quarters, 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Nolan Jones up to bat, but a ground ball to Alek Thomas to send us to the bottom of the 9th in a tied ball game. Loizaga on the mound again. 2 outs, ground ball directly to him. That'll take us to extra innings. O'Neal Cruz in the top of the 10th. Gets a ground ball through the middle. Looks like Jones is going to round third base and score. It is 3-2, Pittsburgh. Bay's the next batter up. He gets a shot to left center. So that's going to get down. That could score Cruz. It's going to bounce over the fence. Runners on second and third. Nobody out in the top of the 10th. Nice shot by Bay here. Brian Hayes up again. See if he gets another RBI here. Nobody out. Top of the 10th. Already got the lead. Runners at second and third. Inside, ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That might be deep enough to get Cruz to score from third base. The throw's got to be perfect. It is not. It is 4-2, Pittsburgh. Dylan Cruz up to bat here. He's going to fly out to center field. Take us to the bottom of the 10th with a 2-run lead. And Helsley's in trying to win the series for us. Facing off against Alec Thomas. 0-1 count here. Thomas is 222 with runners in scoring position on the year. There's a fly ball to Goss. He shouldn't be in center field. We meant to have him in left. So he'll play that. The runner will advance to third base. 1 out. Runner at third. Rivera with a beautiful base hit down the left field line. Goss, we switched to left field. Plays this one as well. It's 4-3. 1 out. Tying run at seconds. We get Carroll to strike out looking there on a nice call by the umpire. 2 away. That brings up Jordan Lawler. He gets strike one on the outside corner. 0-1 pitch coming in. That slider misses the plate. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Fastball. 1-2 counts. And we get Lawler to strike out swinging on the slider. Pirates win. Take the series 2-1 against the D-backs. Get this winning streak going here. 5-game lead against the Cubs. 4.5-game lead that the Cubs have against the Giants. That puts us 9.5 out of the wild card, or in the wild card. So we're getting dangerously close to clinching playoffs. We're looking at awards here, and Termarr Johnson's starting to creep up on the Rookie of the Year award with .310 batting average, 7 home runs, and 30 RBIs. I just don't know if we have enough time to get him to win that award this year. The only other thing that we're somewhat tracking on is Ke'Bryan Hayes to get the Golden Glove again at third base. He's in second place right now. Everything else, they're not Pirates. We're also taking an opportunity just to check in on some statistics of these players here. We got a lot of good guys batting right now. In the 280s, a lot of them up 280 and above, 270s as well. Reynolds down to 274. That's all right. Davis is up to 272, and look at all of that progression. +5 on contact against righties there. Amazing. Olivares batting pretty good. Hayes, we're starting to see some declining in his contact, and his numbers have declined this year. That is somewhat of a concern. Moving over to Dylan Cruz, look at that. +6 contact against lefties, +8 power against lefties. Wow. He's developed really nice this year. I don't think he's going to see the minor leagues anytime soon moving forward. Kobe Mayo is a little iffy to me. 252 is not bad. He's had 214 at-bats this year. Solaire's starting to decline. He really seems to have declined since he got here. Still hitting a good amount of home runs and a lot of RBIs, but kind of glad he's not interested in signing us. And then Rodriguez, 204 batting average. Looking at the pitchers here, we got a lot of good ERAs going until we get down to some of the starters. Skeens, 4 is a little high. I don't like that. Hernandez, 4.29. Solometto, 4.5. Jared Jones, almost 5. And Bailey Falters just started out slow. We start out another series on the road against the Giants, a team that is competing with the Cubs for the last wild card position. It would be nice to just eliminate them and have us locked into the division or the wild card here pretty soon. We're getting close to clinching the playoffs. Let's see how this series unfolds. Hopefully we can take 2 out of 3. We're starting with the player lock with Mitch Jebb. I wanted to feature him in this episode. He has been key to this run in the second half of the year for us. As he's up to bat here. He's down to 287, but that is a solid batting average for somebody that we were really looking at as our backup shortstop long term. Getting him some playing time against left-handed pitching, even though he hits left-handed, he's much better than Cruz. Batting average and on base-wise against left-handed pitching as he gets on his first at-bat in the third inning. We see him in the field, and this is really why he got the playing time. He's got a good glove here. Not as strong of an arm as Cruz, but he's a little bit more accurate.
Batting ninth, the third baseman.
Looks like we get a run from Reynolds and 3 from Langford on a home run. It's 4-0 Pittsburgh in the fourth inning. Runner at second base for Jebb here. 2 outs. Robbie Ray still on the mound, 50 pitches so far in the 4th inning. Starting to get that pitch count up for him. Hopefully we can get to the bullpen and start getting a little bit more runs here. Not sure if 4 is going to be enough, but Jeb does pop out to the second baseman in his second at-bat. Moving to the 7th inning, it's 4-0 still. Jeb is up to bat again, 0-1 count. McDaniel is in to pitch now. Robbie Ray's day has been over for a little bit now. 0-2 count to Jeb. Swings through that one. Good timing, but just on top of it. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouls it off. He's battling a little bit here. We'll do the 0-2 pitch one more time, even though it probably could be 3-0 right now in this at-bat. But he's fighting off these pitches. Gets a hold of one, but straight to the center fielder. He'll be retired. And we're looking at him in the field again as the Giants try to get a rally going here. Jeb does field this, get it over to first base in time to end the 7th inning. In the 9th inning, Jeb gets a hold of one to center field. That's going to leave the park for a home run for Jeb. 5-4 Pittsburgh. We'll have the lead going into the bottom of the 9th with a chance to take the first game of this set of 3 against the Giants. 5th home run of the year for Jeb. 101 exit velocity, 418 feet. The team is pumped. We got Helsley coming in to get his 37th save of the year. He has 6 blown saves, and a lot of those came in the first 2 months of the season. He's been really solid for us since then. Misses on the first pitch here to Slater. 1-0 count. Gets him to swing through that one. 1-1. Nice slider there by Helsley. The 1-1 pitch is a little low. The count is now 2-1. That slider looked like it caught the plate, but we now have a 3-1 count. Fastball right down the middle. Luckily, he didn't swing at that. Helsley works the count to full. Let's try a curveball here on the inside corner. Strike 3. 1 out. And that brings up David Villar. He's 1 for 3 today. Strike 1 on the inside corner there. Helsley looking pretty good so far through 1 batter. Gets another strike, 0-2 count to Villar here. And he gets him to strike out looking. 2 strikeouts for Helsley in the 9th inning. Estrada's up to bat here. He's 3 for 4 on the game. Seems like he's getting hits every at bat against us. 97 home runs in his career so far. There's a deep fly ball. Cruz is going to play center field today. He's hustling back to try to get this. He'll play it off the wall. Estrada with another hit against us. 4 for 5 game for him. Tying run at second base with 2 outs. And forgive me if I'm pronouncing this wrong, but Luis Matos is up to bat here. He's 1 for 4 today. Fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. Helsley trying to shut this down. Runner in scoring position. Can we do it here? Fouls that off, 0-2. Be nice to get a 3-game winning streak going. That pitch is fouled off as well. 101 mile an hour fastball. We'll do it again. Slider's just outside. 1-2 count to Matos. Pitch number 16 of the inning for Helsley coming. Fouls it off again. Another slider. 1-2. We'll do it for the 3rd time. This one is inside. 2-2 count. Gets him to chase the curveball just outside. Pirates win. 3-game winning streak. Starting to streak here in September. Can we stay hot going into the playoffs? With a 3-game winning streak on the line, we are jumping into a player lock game with O'Neal Cruz. Batting average up to .290, and most of that's because he's not facing a lot of left-handed pitching lately, so he's got that average to spike. We have him in the lineup against right-handed starters. We're letting Jeb play when we're facing lefties, like we mentioned earlier in the video, but that's really helped really skyrocket O'Neal Cruz's production for the team, and he's doing a little bit better in the field, not as many errors. Like I said, we have the training set on fielding for him. I think he'll be okay. I think we're a little aggressive with that move, but I do like the way we're using the lineup right now and Cruz. He's got a full count here. Cabrian Hayes on deck. 260 on the year for Hayes. Mason Black pitches, strikes out Cruz on his first at bat. Jumping to the 3rd inning, we have a runner at second base for O'Neal Cruz. 2 outs in the inning. Black has pitched 36 pitches so far. This will be number 37 to Cruz incoming. And he gets a hold of that one. That should make it a 1-0 ball game. That's going to get down there. Cruz is going to take a peek. He's going to turn second base. put the Jets on for a stand-up triple. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Brian Reynolds up to bat here. Can we get a run across? Ground ball to second base. That's going to retire the side. 1-0. As we jump to the 7th inning, it is 4-3 all of a sudden. Cruz with a lazy fly ball to center field. I don't think that's going to get down. He'll be retired. Soler walk scores a run. Langford home run scores a run, or RBI run scored there. 6-3. Stumbling on my words there. O'Neal Cruz 1 for 4 on the day. That's a ground ball like a bunt. Is Cruz going to outrun this? That's a close play. I wonder if they're going to challenge it. They do not. Bases loaded here. Brian Reynolds this time gets it through the hole. Cruz is going to round the corner. Good throw gets him out, but it is offline. 8-3 Pittsburgh. In the 9th inning, it's still 8-3. Cruz up again, 2 for 5 today. That's inside. The count is 2-1. What a day. Got a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. About to be our 4th straight win if we can hold on to this. Getting super close to clinching the playoffs. That one's low, 3-1. Again, Hayes is on deck. 253 with runners in scoring position. I'll take that from Hayes. But can we get a couple more runs here to really ensure this to be a win? That's a ground ball to the shortstop. He'll flip it to second base. And that'll do it. Pittsburgh wins another ball game. Today we go for the sweep against the Giants here and really push them out of playoff contention. They're down to 3 games below 500 at 73 and 76. Our offense is batting .315 in this series. We've only given up 7 earned runs in the 2 games. The team is clicking right now, and you can see they're having fun in the dugout. Johnson seems to be one of the comedians in the clubhouse, apparently. Logan Webb on the mound today, 14 and 19 on the year, 4.65 ERA, a whip of 133. We're going to do a full game here. It's been a while since we've done one on this series as we're ramping up to the playoffs that seem inevitable this year now. Hopefully we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves, but O'Neal Cruz leading off, still locked into that .290 batting average. First pitch from Webb incoming. It is low, ball 1. You can see the Giants are 5th in the wild card race now, 6 games behind. I believe the Cardinals have leapfrogged them in the standings, so it looks like there will be 2 teams from the Central in the playoffs this year. Cruz gets a hold of that one to right field. That's going to get off the wall for a leadoff double. Runner in scoring position after the first at bat for the Pirates. Get Brian Hayes up to bat next with a ground ball up the middle. That will be fielded by the second baseman. Flipped over to first base. 1 out. Cruz advances to third on the play. There's a little look at the lineup. We have Mayo, Goss, and Cruz in the game. That is Dylan Cruz, or both Cruzes, I guess. Getting a little bit of a day off for a lot of the players here as it is a Sunday game. I like to do that when I'm playing it. Get a lot of the bench players in. Get the regulars a day off. Kobe Mayo fouls off the first pitch, 0-1. The 4th round pick of the 2020 draft. Kobe Mayo. 252 on the year. Swings through that circle change, 0-2 on the count. Can he get an RBI here for an early run for the Pirates? 0-2 pitch from Webb coming in. Fouled off. A sinker there. Mayo fighting it off, staying strong. 9th pitch of the inning for Webb. Strikes out Mayo, 2 away. Tom Goss with a nice ground ball up the middle. That'll be an RBI for him. Nice to see him in the starting lineup, batting in the 4-hole. See how productive he can be today, already with an RBI in his first at-bats. Number 6, I like that. Nice base hit for Goss. The dude's showing he can be productive. That brings up Wyatt Langford, 285 on the year. 1-2 count. He swings at that pitch outside. To end the top of the first. Tom Goss with the RBI single to give us the lead. Manuel Hernandez on the mound. He is 11-8 on the year, 4.29 ERA, whip of 131, 11% strikeout rate. He's not going to overpower you. He's got the 91-mile-an-hour fastball and a lot of breaking balls. Luis Matos to lead off here. Strike one. One of the storylines for me is the development of Manuel Hernandez. He has a B overall potential. I thought he'd be more of a dominant starter at this point. We will be patient with him. I think he'll continue to get better. There's a nice ground ball for the first out there. Next batter here, ground ball to Bay as well for 2 outs. So it'll be interesting over the next few years to see how Hernandez develops, facing off against Luis Ariz, who should have signed with us. He's going to miss the playoffs this year instead of playing for us, a playoff team, but I think it's for the best. I don't know how he would have fit, and that's 3 plays to Bay there. 1, 2, 3, go the Giants. Jumping to the bottom of the second, Estrada's up to bat here, and that's going to be a deep fly ball. Dylan Cruz going back to play this, easily gets to it. 1 out. That brings up Joey Bart, the ex-Pirate, who seems to get a hit every time up against us. That's a nice base hit there. Runner at first, 1 out. In the bottom of the second here, Luis Gonzalez up to bat. That'll be a little swinging bunt there. Davis fields it, throws him out at first. Bart does advance to second, 2 outs. Patrick Bailey up to bat here. Bay gets another play, but he's unable to field it. Langford does come in and throw it to home, not in time. It's a 1-1 game. I'm not sure what happened to Bay there. But that brings up Villar, 244 on the year. Hernandez has got to lock this in and keep it a tie ball game here, and he does. Nice strikeout by Hernandez. We jump to the top of the third. Runners at first and second for Tom Goss. He gets a hold of that one, but straight to the center fielder. Not able to advance any runners there. Nice hit, though. Wyatt Langford up to bat. Ground ball to the shortstop. He'll throw it to second base. That'll retire the side. 1-1 still. Top of the fourth inning, we have Edward Olivares up to bat here. He gets a hold of one. The opposite field. The right fielder cannot play that. Olivares is going to turn on the Jets here around second base and head to third for a triple to lead off the fourth inning. Let's see if we can get a lead here.
Now back, second base,
That brings up Bay. 0 for 1 today. Webb up to 47 pitches. A little high, not too bad actually. Having a good pace out there. Bay flies that one to center field. That should be deep enough for Olivares to score and make it a 2-1 ball game. A perfect throw might get him, but it's offline. We take the lead, 2-1. Bottom of the fourth here, Estrada's up to bat again. See if we can get this guy out for once. Fouls it off, 1-1 count. Hernandez only 27 pitches to this point. Just cruising. That's a nice hit. Hayes is unable to get to it. Olivares will play it. Throws it in, holds him to a single. Nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. Joey Bart up again, and that's going to get by Bay. We got runners at first and second with nobody out in the fourth inning. The Giants are putting together a little bit of a rally here. Luis Gonzalez 0 for 1 today. Pitch number 35 for Hernandez. Strikes him out. That brings up Patrick Bailey 1 for 1. Strikes him out as well. David Villar 0 for 1, full count. Hernandez ends up striking out the side after letting the first 2 batters reach. 2-1 ball game through 4. Top of the fifth here, Tom Goss is up again. Runner at first, 2 outs. 3 for 6 on his career so far. This is his first start. The rest of his appearances have been as a pinch hitter. Today he is the DH. Fouls that off, 0-1. Third round pick last year by us, already in the big leagues. Pretty awesome job by Goss to get up here. Here's the pitch from Webb, outside, 1-1.
1-1.
Looks like we got Cabrian Hayes on first base there, taking a little bit of a lead. 1-1 pitch delivered to Tom Goss. He times that up perfect. Deep shot to center field. It looks like it's going to hit the batter's eye. First career home run for Tom Goss. Boy, he got a hold of that. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Pirates take a larger lead off of Tom Goss's first home run. 110 off the bat, 450 feet. What a shot. Now, I can't completely remember the rules. We did add him to the 40-man before September 1st, so I think he's eligible for the playoff roster. Definitely a pinch hit batter that I would love to have in the lineup going into the playoffs. 4 for 7, with a home run in his first 7 at-bats. That brings up Dylan Cruz in the top of the 6th. He's up to 263, I think is what it said. 1 for 2 today. Luis Ortiz on the mound, and Cruz gets a hold of this one. Leaves a slider over the plates. That'll make it a 5-1 ball game. Dylan Cruz and Tom Goss making me look like a smart GM with these September call-ups. That's an ex-Pirate right there, Luis Ortiz. 5th home run of the year for Cruz. That one went 410 feet. Take a look at this slider just over the plate. Not going to be able to do that with Dylan Cruz at bat. Deep shot to left center. .410, 6.41 hang time. 100 exit velocity. Patrick Bailey up to bat here in the 6th inning. That misses outside. We do have a runner at first, 2 outs. Hernandez trying to go 6 innings in this outing. There's a ground ball to Bay. He's able to field it, jumps, throws it, and a nice dig by Mayo to retire the side in the 6th inning. That's some good defense we're seeing over there at first base. That's what we need to see. Kelleroff would have probably let that get past him. Not Mayo, though. O'Neal Cruz up in the 9th inning here. He's going to go opposite field. Is that going to get out of here? It does. A 2-run shot for O'Neal Cruz in the 9th inning. That's going to pretty much wrap up this ball game and the sweep of the Giants. We get on a hot streak at the right time. We're going to be super close to clinching playoffs at this point. 5-game winning streak once again for the Pittsburgh Pirates. At this point, the playoffs are all but wrapped up. We have a 6-game lead on the Cubs. The elimination number is 8, but the elimination number is 2 for the Cardinals, meaning that we just need to win 1 game and the Cardinals lose 1 game, and we've clinched at least a wild card berth. I think the playoffs are in the cards for us. Next episode, we will finish the series. We have 4 series to play to finish the season, and then I have a feeling it's going to be playoff time for the first time in a long time for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Thanks for hanging out in this episode. Next episode, we find out if we make the playoffs. I'm Socksway Up. I'll catch you on the next one.